the stock market, meaning companies, new highs.
I'm not fucking leaving.
The show goes on.
They're nuts. They know nothing.
An online network called Internet.
Well, it's very hip to be on the internet right now.
Welcome, my degenerates. The rest of your life starts right now on Market Mania. The no bullshit approach to all financial markets with Bitcoin, darknets, political betting, and of course, right here, the largest casino in the world, where I sit, the U.S. stock market. I'm your host, Brian Micon, financial genius, Bitcoin class of 2011, and I play poker. Joining me are my fellow degens, Matt Glantz and Brett Ritchie. Glantz traded options on the floor of the Philadelphia Exchange back in the day, and Brett Ritchie is the head of BlitzPick, coming to a blockchain near you. The whole thing is put together by Tony the producer, and this is Market Mania. Tony, let's get right to it. It is a hell of a day in the market. Glantz, how you faring today?
We're doing pretty good. We're up like 3%, as any loyal viewers would suspect, because yesterday's pick of the day was short the NASDAQ, short QQQ at, what was it, 295.80. Now it's 291. So we're doing good, and things are not looking good for the market today, but the fund's doing good. What's going on in Robinhood land there, Brett?
Well, hopefully a lot of Robinhood traders followed my pick of the day yesterday with Delta, which is up almost 1% since I touted it yesterday. Airlines took a big hit yesterday, but they're bouncing back a bit. Buying that dip looks like it's paying off, at least so far, and a lot of Robinhooders love the airlines, so it should be a good day for them, hopefully.
All right, starting things off, I know a lot of people saw this batshit interview yesterday where Pelosi and Wolf Blitzer got into it in the Situation Room. It was a situation of terrible American politics and terrible journalism. Let's see it. Do we have that? Do you have that for us today, Brett?
Yeah, I think we've got a quick clip. Let's watch that clip, and then we'll chat about it.
They're incredibly difficult times right now, and we'll leave it on that note. Thank you so much for joining
we'll
us.
leave it on the vote that you are not right on this, Wolf, and I hate to say that to you. But I feel confident about it, and I feel confident about my colleagues, and I feel confidence in my chairs.
And it's not about me. It's about millions of Americans who can't put food on the table, who can't pay the rent,
and we represent them, and we represent them, and we represent
these
them,
long food
and we
lines that we're seeing.
them.
I know
we
you
know
are.
them.
So that was a pretty, in my opinion, insane interview out of Pelosi. Trump actually moved up like 5 or 10 cents in the market right after the interview. It came back since then, but the whole thing is definitely worth the watch. It's about 13 minutes. She's saying that all the people that wanted to make a deal, Andrew Yang, Ro Khanna, they don't understand all these other things, but people are starving. The lady at the grocery store yesterday asked me to buy her groceries for her. That's a true story here in San Francisco, right? People are struggling. You're not in good shape if you're asking a stranger to buy you groceries. I'm sorry. I think they got to do this deal. Matt, did you watch this interview?
Yeah, I mean, this is crazy, because this is not Fox News. This is CNN. This is Wolf Blitzer. He's lefty, and he's always on their side, Pelosi and the gang. But here's the thing. Pelosi and her team do not want to give Trump a win. So they don't want to give stimulus before the election. Don't want to have people have checks that are signed by Trump going out in mail before the election. That's understandable. That's part of politics. And at the same time, Trump's only reason for wanting to push the stimulus out right now is because he wants to win the election. So it's like they're both sides are on playing the same game. Nobody wants to admit it, but that's what it is. And if they just admitted it, and I think Wolf Blitzer there was trying to just call her out on it and say, look, obviously you guys are already winning the election, so let's just get the stimulus out. And she doesn't want to go for it. She doesn't want to take that risk.
It's kind of like you're playing with people's lives to some extent and livelihoods. And at some point you should put politics aside. This is why people like me hate both parties. This is a joke. It's ridiculous.
Appeals to socialistic distributions of public funds as if it's needed. Gotta love it here on Market Mania. That's going to trigger a macro minute from Tony here, because I got a feeling he won't be able to take that one locked and loaded over there.
Well, I tell you what, seeing all this money printing happening and seeing history repeat itself over and over and over is pretty astonishing. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place. If they don't print the money, the economy tanks and people starve. They're relying on the stimulus, and especially because they force people down, they should help them out. But on the flip side, this money printing is like throwing gasoline on a trash fire. It's going to make things so much worse in the coming years. And one of the things you can look for is going to be when those Trump bucks finally come through, people are going to stockpile food, and they're also going to buy a lot of Robinhood stocks. So I think the Walmarts of the world, Costco, and all of your Robinhood stocks are about to see a massive move upward, while people's standard of living is about to be hollowed out. I don't know. What do you think, Brett?
Montana with a rifle, that's my exit plan. So yeah, it makes sense. Get the stockpile, get the guns, hit the mountains, and come and take it.
Some might say, if they have any left, grab one of those islands out there. If you balled out like that, then you might want to go ahead and get the fuck out, because we got just a couple weeks to go before this thing comes to a head.
It's going to get weird. I just recommend that everybody go meet your neighbors, have a plan. Don't plan on bugging out, plan on bugging in. Have some stockpiles ready. Know your neighbors, have a plan if things go crazy. Defend your home, defend your neighborhood. Just do what Americans have always done.
5,000 gallons of water under the house ain't bad either.
It's true.
Now, moving along. Thank you very much, Tony, up there in orbit, taking a look at it from the top level, locked and loaded, ready to go. Amy Coney Barrett. Now we have a conservative SCOTUS nominee, and then it's all political and it's contentious. And then the last time the Republicans said you can't do it in an election year, and this time, well, actually you can. The American people got to decide. Mitch McConnell's a vampire. How the hell is this shaken out now?
So if anybody's been watching these Senate hearings the last couple of days, she's really, really impressive. Anyone that knows me, I'm anti-religion, pro-choice, anti-guns. I'm pretty much the opposite of Amy Coney Barrett when it comes to political views. But I'll say this, she's one impressive woman. She reminds me in a way of Mayor Pete, how he was just so impressive over the rest of the field as far as just intellect, intelligence, and just knows how to answer every question. This lady is very similar in that vein to me. And, I can't imagine how they could not confirm her as a judge. She seems like the perfect judge. Take out the fact that she has different views than the left than me. But as far as a judge goes, this is exactly what you want. What are your thoughts, Brett?
I think she's impressive. I haven't followed it super closely, but I've seen some clips. It's interesting to me. She's clearly much more intelligent than the people asking her questions, trying to ambush her. The lady from Hawaii was asked if she raped somebody, essentially, or committed sexual assault, just like absurd gotcha questions. And it's so interesting, the dynamic between these sort of career Washington politicians, like some guy that had been there since the 70s, versus her, somebody who's just much more intelligent, in my opinion. And it's like, it's not a fair battle. She's just brushing off any attacks like it's nothing. So
she's easily outdueling all these senators that are asking her questions. It's amazing. She's really impressive.
Looks like the kind of mom that would catch you with weed, but I don't know anything about the situation other than the whole thing is just, I don't.
Well, she's got like a family of like 7 kids, and 2 of them she adopted from Haiti. So I mean, she's like, she seems like a pretty worldly person.
Well, some people tried saying that's actually racist.
That's crazy.
So.
Yeah, it's
people
insane.
have lost their minds.
It's a religious. She's a religious or so.
Yeah, she's very religious.
Catholic.
Yeah, she's very religious. Anti-abortion kind of thing, which I don't like. But the fact is, you can't agree with everyone's views.
Yeah, but we can get smart science-based people in if you really want to run a proper society. But that's long gone, and no one.
We could save the abortion talk for another episode.
So, Coinbase, the exodus continues. Speaking of woke nature of the world now, Coinbase chief compliance officer departs amid the wider exodus on Brian Armstrong's apolitical stance. They said, we just got to get down to business. And then a lot of people are like, no, that's not right, Brian. That's not right, Brian Armstrong. Black Lives Matter. Say it. Say it, motherfucker. It was like the same thing when they went up to that lady in the table and she's like, well, I agree with you, but the mob's screaming at me. That ain't cool. And I'm not just going to do it because a mob is screaming at me. And so I guess it says, well, we don't know if it's because of that thing. It sounds like it is, or it sounds like it's due to the shakeup in general. I don't know, Brett Ritchie, what do you think? Compliance officer gone, chief.
It's hard to know
C-suite.
What that level, like C-suite executive. What does that mean? Is it related to the woke or anti-woke manifesto? Probably not. It might just be something totally separate. I honestly, I don't quite know what all the details were. Whether it was amicable, what were his options? It's too hard to know. I mean, Coinbase is doing pretty well overall, and as Tony said, if people are getting the stimulus, a fair amount of that money might end up in Coinbase accounts if we get another 1,200 round of checks.
Matt Glantz, the Coinbase woke exodus continues. Should we make an ETF, WOKE ticker, and we'll put Coinbase and Yelp and anybody else who?
I actually love any of these CEOs that take a stand and just be like, look, if you want to work here, but keep the bullshit out here. We don't want to, we're not looking to change the world. We're just looking to create a business. And what?
Well, they're looking to change the world just in their own way.
They're not trying to change the world from a political perspective. They're trying to change the world from a currency's perspective.
They're just trying to take Personal a vig finance. On. They're taking a vig on the new crypto craze. That's what Coinbase does. There's no real ethos there. They just want the vig, and they charge ridiculous fees, and that's what they do. It's an on-off ramp that's legal.
It's like Michael Jordan said, Republicans buy shoes too, so they're staying out of it. Republicans buy Bitcoin also. So
it's true. It's true. You could see Brian Armstrong there, like, well, if we start tweeting, leftist stuff, then we're going to lose the right. If you start tweeting rightist stuff, you're going to lose your Twitter account. I mean, it's like it's pretty crazy over there. I
don't necessarily want my bank to be political, right? I kind of want them to stay out of it.
Well, it should be the blockchain.
That are leaving Coinbase, guys, these people that are leaving Coinbase are the same type of people trying to cancel Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to cancel Joe Rogan, you're just not with me on anything.
Definitely not. Agree with that 100%. Love Joe.
Down with all ideologies. All right, moving along. Crypto Cashout. This is a crazy story. I think Brett Ritchie you're on top of this one today. This is the Blue Kirby who disappeared from the Twitter.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, it's hard to even be completely on top of this, but he started out as an anonymous Twitter account, shilling YFI, which we've covered on this show. That was the very first token that started this whole yield farming craze. The worthless governance token that shot up to, I think, almost 50,000 in value. It's now since come back to about 13,000. And Kirby then shilled the sort of side project that the dev behind YFI created. People put 15 million in, but it wasn't audited. It wasn't ready to go. That money all got hacked. Everyone got mad at Kirby. He then launched some sort of NFT where he was also like serendipitously I don't even know the right word, but he was taking some of the money out of the NFT. It was like a total cash grab, really kind of just like burned the reputation he'd built. And then he just deleted everything and just cashed out his million and moved on. He's since, I think, been doxxed. Maybe people are coming after him. It's hard to tell within the crypto world. But I think the lesson here is don't give anonymous people $1 million up front if you want them to go do something, because there's really no incentive for them not to just pull the plug and just take that money and do something else. I think incentives really matter, and we're learning that in the crypto space.
Hard to tell if this was a standard DeFi rug pull. Like, it looked like he had some blue something finance site where you deposit the Uniswap pairs on there. There's something that's actually worth something. And then they say that you'll yield farm something else. And it's all an ETH contract that's, rarely audited for these small things. And the guy is he's a blue Kirby. That's all you got for the identity. What do you think, Matt Glantz? You sailing it in here? The guy's got a blue Kirby and he tells you to connect your MetaMask wallet. You firing or not?
All this crypto stuff's too much for me. Like, I don't believe any of it. So,
all right.
I'm just a boomer.
On to real products that are on to real products. All right. They are going nuts over SpaceX, and they have for a while. Now, this is some guy, Ron Baer, don't know who he is, but it's a good chance just to talk about SpaceX because we're not going to get a chance for a while because it's not a publicly listed company yet. But the moment you do have a chance to jump on SpaceX, this is not investment advice, but I think that you got to sail it in here. It's like, this is going to be world-changing shit. I don't care the valuation. Anywhere close, I'm sailing it in here. They're going to worldwide internet. I mean, Matt Glantz, you got to be fired up after Tesla pumped so big. If you get a chance at SpaceX at like a 37 billion valuation, you're going to blanket the world in internet. You got Elon. You got another slice of Elon. What do you think?
I've traded this one a lot. Right? This one has good volatility. Ron Barron is a big mutual fund, hedge fund kind of guy. I think he had $30 billion under management last time I saw. He's big time. So he's been around, and he just wants to put money. I think he wants to put money behind guys that have proven themselves and done these things before, which is, like I think Chamath might be involved in this one too with Elon. So, it has a proven track record among the guys behind it.
You think Elon, Brett Ritchie, you think Elon just goes up to Chamath at the club? Hey, you'll see you at the club. Hey, Chamath, will you go and SPAC me SpaceX next year, maybe 2022?
Elon can do whatever he wants, right? He hit third richest person in the world at some point. I know most of that was Tesla stock, but like the market loves Elon. He's already proven it with Tesla. If this thing goes public, I agree with you. It's just going to shoot up, even at any valuation. People are going to blindly buy behind what Elon's doing. And he's actually like landing these reusable rockets, right? That wasn't even a thing until he started doing it. He's actually really progressing technology. The main complaints against Elon are against like marketing and valuation. It's not execution. He's built great cars. He's built these really powerful rockets that you can reuse.
So do we know if this is a major competitor to Virgin Galactic, SPCE?
No.
I think Virgin is like
space
Hyundai
tourism
or
there.
I don't know.
Blue Origin and your man Bezos is going to be coming after Virgin later.
That's the arms race.
This is this is SpaceX, baby. They're doing deals with NASA to deliver shit to the International Space Station. They're launching 60 Starlink satellites at a time, blanket the Earth and internet anytime you got a clear view of the sky.
When I first saw the article, I thought this was SPCE because of the SpaceX in the title. So it's just very confusing to me. These all seem like a similar tickers.
I think space we're going to see similar to pot stocks, electric vehicles. There's going to be a rush into the markets at some point where people are just buying anything space. I don't know when that's going to be, but.
I think everybody knows what's happening. Glantz can feel it. Safety glasses on. This is the Not Investment Advice Market Mania Pick of the Day. Sponsored by Blitz Pick, the pick of the day here at Market Mania. We don't waste your time. We just get right into it. Matt Glantz, pick of the day.
Second day in a row, I'm going for a short. I'm shorting Caesars. CZR, it's right around 56, 55, 75 right now. The reason is that I saw there's not an article out yesterday that's showing Wynn Encore in Vegas only going to be open 3 days a week now. They're shutting their doors, on dead days of the week. So, that's a really bad sign for how Vegas is doing right now. And I was out there last week and I left after 3 days. I couldn't take it. So things have changed out there. I think it's a bad sign for these casino companies.
Brett Ritchie, roving gangs in Vegas, changing it up a little bit. Where are you at? Where's your head at for the pick of the day?
I like shorting things too. Here, I'm going to short YFI. It's down to 14K again from a high up, I think close to 50K. But you're seeing a lot of the team or these anonymous people are just cashing out and leaving. And even the main developer, there's some rumors that he might be leaving the project, and it's hard to know what to believe or not. But at the same time, this was launched as a worthless token and it's worth 14K still. I wouldn't be holding it.
All right. And I haven't hit it yet in the first 10 or dozen or so episodes of Market Mania, but my pick of the day is going to be Bitcoin. Why not? You got to throw it out there for the fans. 11.34K or so. I don't know. U.S. Gov is printing huge monies. This isn't a tomorrow play, but, it seems like Orange Coin go up once they just keep print. Doesn't seem to be more than level one. You got companies sailing it in. Square needs a 50 million shot. MicroStrategy is probably always good to just, blast off. Who knows who'll be number 3? I don't know. Might as well own some coin. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for this edition of Market Mania. We do appreciate your viewership and hope that you will like and subscribe on the YouTube. Follow us on the Twitter over there. And you look around towards election time. Everybody's arguing. half the country is retarded in this way and the other half in that way. But it is Run DMC that brings me a little bit of calm to my heart when they say, hard times are spreading just like the flu. Watch out, homeboy. Don't let it catch you. Prices go up. Don't let your pockets go down. When you got short money, you're stuck on the ground. We'll see you tomorrow, if there is a tomorrow. But for now, it's lights out.
Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have. I never sleep. Come on, I never sleep if I don't have my medicine.
Time to right the wrong. So your hands in the air if you like the song. If you're going over there, take it twice as long. Last time ain't talking about Tylenol. Oh, I bet you'd like to know. You can come around the way if you're trying to go. If you want to switch lanes for a pot of gold, or a domino, out of control. The usual. Get mad cause I'm looking at your girl. Switch it up. I do it so much louder than everything you've heard. Everybody heard, got the word that the world wasn't turning. Act like you're in a jury. Power of attorney, wow, we're turning. Can't lie like Mississippi burning. Don't act like you're in a daze. I imagine you'll look the other way. Couldn't clear space and my mind was afraid of the time. Strobe lights like in the moonlight. I'm in the mood right now, how about tonight?